Okay, first bite. Hi guys, so just a quick intro. I decided about a couple months ago that I was going to start taking you guys along the journey of me trying to learn how to make bread really well, because it's hard to find good bread in China and it's really hard to find vegan bread in China. So it's just something that I've been like doing pretty regularly for a while, is just making my own bread, and I'm not great at it. I'm improving at it, but not great. And so I thought that it would be fun to take you guys along my Breadventures to see me trying to learn how to be a bread guru. Enjoy. So I have got all my stuff here to make my bread. And since this is just kind of going to be a basic sandwich bread, there are only 4 ingredients. I'm going to try really hard to actually go by the recipe as exactly as possible, because that's something I normally don't do. I definitely wing it at least a little bit pretty much every time I cook, and because I've been having so much trouble getting the bread that I really want, I figure I should try harder this time to actually stick to the recipe until I get something that works, and then I can mold it from there once I kind of do it better. So this is the best angle of camera-y stuff I was able to manage by tying my phone up with hair ties. So I'm trying. So it's just gonna start with 4 cups of bread flour and then a teaspoon each of salt and instant dry yeast, and then this is 500 milliliters of water. So yeah, I'm just gonna put all the dry ingredients in, mix them up a little bit, then add the wet ingredients. This seems so simple, but I've fucked it up so many times. And so this is bread flour, and I've literally never used bread flour before, because I guess I've just always been like, I'm too good for bread flour, all-purpose flour will do just fine. And once again, I keep having bread that I don't like, so. I'm also a little worried that this recipe is going to be too big for the pan I have, but not like, was that 3 or 4? That was 3. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's gonna fit with the pan I have, but I also think it might be like not enough for like a double batch, so we'll see how that works out. So 4 cups of flour, and then 1 teaspoon of salt, and from the recipe I was told, like, you know, salt to your liking, but like that they used a teaspoon, so we will see. And then a teaspoon of instant dry yeast. And this is another thing that I feel like I'm constantly not actually paying too much attention to. I feel like I almost always end up like being like, oh, well, just use the whole packet, or use what I have left, and like not really measuring it carefully. So this time I am doing all of the things that I don't normally do. So I'm just like gonna, yeah, basically mix all of the flour and yeast and salt together a little bit, and then add in the water. So this is literally like, this is such a simple fucking recipe. But all of the bread recipes that I use are really simple, and I'm like still constantly not getting what I want. So I don't know. This time I'm trying a no-knead one, so hopefully that will make it so that even though maybe I don't normally knead things as well or as long as I should, that I still won't have too big of a problem. That is my hope. I don't know if that's going to be true. But yeah. So, I'm also the type of person that very quickly gives up on utensils when I'm making dough-like things and ends up just using my hands because it's so much easier. But yeah, so the goal here is supposed to be kind of get all of the flour incorporated, and it's still going to be like quite a sticky dough. Okay, so So I now have thoroughly messy hands and a very sticky dough, and what I'm going to do is put a tea towel on it and then let it rise overnight. And so it's about, I think, like 6 o'clock now. So it'll probably be like maybe close to like 13 hours. It's supposed to proof for like 8 to 12, but this was the time that this was gonna work, so this is what's happening. But yeah, so it's going to prove overnight. The video that I'm taking this recipe from suggested to actually keep it in the microwave with a tea towel, just because that's where, just because that's where the kind of temperature and drafts and stuff won't really affect it as much. So I'm gonna try that. Not like with the microwave on, just like physically put it in the microwave. I'm gonna wash my hands first. Okay, so my hands are washed and I've got a tea towel over my bowl. I'm gonna put it in the microwave and I'll see you guys in the morning. So I have just woke up and I'm about to look at my hopefully beautifully risen lump of dough. Oh my god. Look at it, it's like overflown. I'm so excited. Okay, so I have got my glorious giant big puff of bread. Oh my god, this is, okay, you guys gotta see this again. Look at that fucking thing. Oh my god, it has done so much. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm just doing this on my countertop, it's clean. I'm gonna spread out a little bit of flour, and then I'm going to turn out my dough, which is still going to be very sticky. And it smells, so it just smells so good. It smells like bread. Like, it smells like bread dough, but, so I'm just going to kind of take it, and this is the part where I'm going to recognize that this is not one loaf of dough, it is two. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and place one half just back in this where it was before. And I'm going to have to do this one at a time. This one's going to just sit there for a while, and the other one's going to get cooked. So I've kind of got to just mold it to fit in my little tin and cover it once again with a tea towel. And let me go grab another tea towel to cover this one back up, and then this is going to proof for another hour, and then it's going to cook, and then this is going to probably continue proving. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with this one, but it should be fine for an extra like hour and a half while this one's getting going. The reason that I'm doing all of this in 2 stages is also because I have a tiny oven, so even though I might have another vessel in which I could cook the rest of this, I do not have space in my oven, so. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour and a half, and so I'm going to show you putting the risen dough into the oven at 450 degrees. I preheated it for like only a couple minutes because, you know, tiny oven heats up fast. And I've got my other loaf just kind of continuing to rise. So I'm like mildly disappointed with how it's risen, but it still does not fit the pan in any specific way. But I'm sure that the actual problem is just that this was too much dough for one loaf, but not enough dough for 2 loaves. So they're just gonna be kind of shallow loaves, and I'm just gonna deal with that. So here's my beautiful little oven. Yes, it only literally just fits this. And it's gonna be going in there for 30 minutes. Hopefully with something nice happening when it's done. 12 minutes left. Oh, it looks so good already. I'm so excited. If you've never baked your own bread, just do it so you can smell it. Like, it's just so beautiful. Okay, I just took the first loaf out of the oven, and it is one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a very, very long time. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to take it out of the tray and then put the other one in there and repeat the process, and hopefully in about not too long, I will end up with 2 loaves of bread, and I'm going to do the thing that is the hardest to do with fresh bread and not cut it until it's actually completely cooled, which to me is like the most ridiculous thing ever. I just want to bite into it. But if I want to like have it not tear apart and be able to actually like use it like as a sandwich bread, then I have to let it cool, so. Do you hear that? I'm so excited. This one is more cooled down, so it's a little softer, but it's still like kind of crispy to touch. The bottom's a little softer. This one's still pretty warm. Okay, the bread is finally cooled and it is finally time for me to cut into it and see how I did. I am so freaking excited, you would not believe it. Like, this is actually the most important thing I've done in a very long time. It just smells so good. I think I'm just bread obsessed. Like, I get this excited every time I make bread, but I have faith in the fact that this one is going to be better. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay guys, it is bread cutting time. I hope this angle is not the most weird thing ever, but I wanted you guys to get a good look at me actually cutting the bread because I'm so fucking excited about it. But yeah, okay, so this is loaf number 1 and this is loaf number 2. I'm gonna cut up just one piece of loaf number 1. We'll see how this goes. I really should have a bread knife. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Oh, I can feel that it's like, you know, spongy. It's pretty like even as far as the, you know, like the, what is it called? But like the aeration in it, right? Like it's not super uneven. And even though I wasn't using a bread knife, it cut pretty cleanly, which means hopefully I'll be able to make sandwiches with it, even though I might need to be making like thick slices for the sandwiches. Okay, so moment of truth, I'm gonna try it. So yeah, it feels like it's like a little crispy on the outside, but like I said, soft and still moist on the inside. I'm so excited. Okay, first bite. This is actual bread. That's apparently my happy bread dance. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm so happy. Yes! If you don't live somewhere where there's like not bread, you don't understand how important this is, but like it's so hard to find good bread in China. And like good bread that also doesn't like for some fucking reason have milk in it. Impossible. And I have this. And it's so good, and it's actually holding together. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to put butter on it. Oh, I'm so excited. Margarine. Vegan. Obviously. Oh, yes! Oh my god, this is so sexy. It's like so chewy and like the outside's crispy, but the inside's moist and it's soft and it's like perfect. Oh, and it smells just so good. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. So I think that this is like the best bread I've like ever made, but don't worry, there are more Breadventures to come. This Breadventure is obviously complete and has been a huge success. Stay tuned probably on my Instagram for pics of me making sandwiches with this shit. I cannot wait. And don't worry, I will make more of not only this bread, but I want to try other recipes, because the reason I started with just white bread is because it's like, I feel like I could make good white bread and feel comfortable and confident, and once I did that, then I could try to do things like mix it up a little bit. But also white bread's really good. And this isn't like Wonder Bread, right? Like this is the good shit. 4 ingredients, mind you. I'd say if I were to do this in the future, I'd probably put a little bit more salt. It's not that it's not salty, like there's still salt in it, it's just that it's definitely not perfect, like, and I wouldn't do a lot more salt, just like a little bit. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming and watching my Breadventures. Let me know if there's anything you think I could have done better, or if you thought this was helpful for you because you're struggling with your own Breadventures, and whether or not my video helped you learn how to make bread, it probably at least made you feel a little bit better about the fact that it's hard. Like this if you love bread as much as I do, because I love bread. I'm so happy. Subscribe for more Breadventures. This is just the beginning. Don't worry, there will be more. I'm going to try to put a Breadventure episode out once a month. That is my current goal, but we will see what happens. And best of luck on your own Breadventures.